Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are answering a question so many of you have asked us, and that is, what do we do with our cell phones? How can you use your cell phone in any country?
Yeah, we have done a lot of different varieties of things, and we finally settled on one that totally works, and it's been working flawlessly now for like 6 months. So we're going to share it to you. We've tested it out because some of the other things we've done have been terrible, which the thing we did for years was just arrive to an airport and get a local SIM chip put into our phone, right?
Exactly, and there's several problems with that. The first one is then you have to keep track of your actual SIM card, because that's going to be important for, you know, double authentication, two-factor authentication, and, you know, confirming things. Plus you'll lose your phone number if you lose your SIM, all that kind of good stuff, or converting it to an eSIM. And then the other thing is sometimes you arrive to an airport and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and everything is closed and you can't get a SIM until the next day. Or like we've done before, arrive into a country and it's a major holiday and everything is closed for like 3 days and you can't get a SIM card that way either. So it's been, you know, that part of our journey was really challenging because we had kind of all of those situations happen to us, but we stumbled upon this new option, the eSIM option, and it's actually been, like you said, really amazing over these last about 6 to 8 months or so that we've been using it. And it has worked so well. It's so nice to arrive in a country, you land, and when you take your phone off airplane mode, you're already set for that country, and it's awesome.
Yeah, so the company that we're using, the app we're using is called AirAllo. It's AIRALO, and it's an app you'll download on your phone, and it's super easy to use. There's a couple things you'll need though. You do need to have an unlocked phone, and you do need to have a phone that is eSIM compatible. So most phones have both of those situations. If your phone isn't unlocked, you can have your carrier unlock it before you leave the country.
And generally it's free to have the phone unlocked, and a lot of times you can just do it right online. I know we did ours online right through the company, so whatever your cell phone company is, you know, Verizon, T-Mobile, at&t, whatever, you can go right online generally and do that, or you can just pop into the store and tell them, hey, how do I do it, and they'll let you know how to do that, and then you'll be all set up. So it's kind of funny because I was actually just down at the grocery store, the small grocery store near our apartment building, went down to grab a couple of things, and while I was in there, a couple of girls, tourists, were in there trying to buy an eSIM for their phone from the store, which they do sell down there. You can buy a regular SIM or an eSIM. They were trying to buy an eSIM card, and that's one of the things is it's such a hassle because you do have to present your passport when you're buying a SIM in another country, and unfortunately these girls did not have it with them, so they were trying to see if they had a picture of their passport on their phone that they could show them if they would allow them to buy it. So it was like a whole to-do trying to do that, and I was thinking to myself, do I tell them, like, you could just do this really easy on your phone? I ended up not interrupting their day, but it just got me thinking, like, this is so easy. You could just have this done and it's over.
Yeah, we've run into that too, where we didn't bring our passport
exactly.
to 7-Eleven. Yep. So I'm going to pull up on my phone here the eSIM options. This is right in the AirAllo app, so this is what you'll be greeted with. Popular countries, and we're in Thailand, so I'm going to click on this Thailand one and show you what the options are. So when you look at Thailand, DTAC, which is the company that you would buy a SIM card from here, you have here, shows you exactly what you get. Data, you get 50 gigabytes of data, valid for 10 days, and the price is $9.90. Or you can get one with unlimited data, unlimited calls. Validity is 15 days, and that is $19.95. So Thailand is actually a little more expensive than some of the other countries, I think because there are a lot of tourists. But let's drop down and look at Vietnam. You're going to see that the plan we usually get in Vietnam is this 30-day plan, 3 gigabytes of data for 30 days, and it is $9.50. And that 3 gigabytes usually lasts us for the whole 30 days because we're on Wi-Fi in our apartment. So when you look at some of the other countries, It'll kind of be similar to that. Malaysia is a very inexpensive. Again, we're going to look at the 30 days there. 30 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes, 30 days, $10.50. Now, if you buy one of these, it'll be good for that set period of time. And then when you go to a different country, you need to get a different eSIM. So since we're traveling all around Asia right now, we have just gone ahead, not gotten a country SIM, but gotten a regional SIM.
Yes, and the advantage to that is that, okay, so those are limited to 3 gigabytes. If you don't use it all because you were in places, a lot of places have Wi-Fi. If you don't use it all, then you're going to lose whatever you didn't use. But if you use a regional SIM, because like us, we're traveling all around Asia, if you use a regional SIM, then you're not going to lose it because it just carries on to the next country, which I think is pretty great.
Yeah, so looking at the regional link SIM here, this Asia link SIM is good for 14 countries. Gives you the same 3 gigabytes for 30 days, and it's $13. So you're paying about a $2 to $3 premium per month, but you can use your SIM in any of the 14 countries in Asia. So the great thing about that is, like with this one, you don't have to switch your SIM or buy a SIM. We just flew from Malaysia to Thailand. Our phone worked when we got on the plane in Malaysia. When we landed in Thailand, we took it off airplane mode. It just was the same thing. It just kept working. So it's just going to work wherever we go in Asia. It's going to work. And so I've been on this AsiaLink plan now for about 3 months. And when I run out of data or run out of days, when you run on one of those two, you need to top up. So let me show you what the top up options look like. You go down and click on your My eSIM in the middle, and it'll show you the top up options for packages. And basically the top up is just the same as the regular. You can get 1 gigabyte for 7 days for $5, or 3 gigabytes for 30 days for $13. So that's a pretty great way to do it if you're going to be in one region.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next one, though, the good thing about that is that, again, that's going to carry over to whatever, you know, the next places that you go. But when you top up, it doesn't automatically activate. It doesn't activate until your current plan runs out, either time or gigabytes. It automatically then will activate. So if you have a top up in the queue, then you won't run out of service. And you can also set it so it will tell you if you're running low on days or you're running low on gigabytes. So that's always good too, because that way you're like, ooh, I need to go make sure and put a top up in the queue. So you don't always have to have it there, but once you get that alert, like if you've used it a lot, or if you've used a ton of, Google Maps or whatever while you've been out and didn't have Wi-Fi, then you can just go ahead and top it up, have it in the queue, and as soon as it runs out, it will automatically activate, because you don't want it to run out when you don't have Wi-Fi, because you cannot get access to it without Wi-Fi in the first place.
Yeah, and one of the great things about having an eSIM like this is that you'd be surprised how many times you're trying to buy something and you have to get a text from your bank, or a verification code text from somewhere that you need to put into your phone, and it'll say, you know, enter this number in to make this purchase go through. And they're going to text your regular phone number. And if you don't have an eSIM in, you got to take your Thailand SIM out, put your America SIM back in, get it, then take it out, switch it back. With this one, all you do is go to your phone settings and just toggle one SIM off and the other one on for a couple minutes, then toggle them back, and you're good to go. So that makes it super easy.
Yeah, it does make it really easy to be able to just turn it on and off, because some phones only have one eSIM slot available or 2 eSIM slots available. So it's always good to be able to utilize all the different options that you've got.
Let's look at, this is an interesting one, because let's look at if you're coming to America, we'll see how much more expensive that is. You might be surprised. The America eSIM, you can do 3 gigabytes for 30 days in America, and it's only $11, which is kind of surprising to me.
That is surprising. That's not bad at all.
Switch to that. So anyway, the global SIM though, let's say you're on a worldwide cruise and you're going to be going to a different country every day for 6 months. This would be a great use of a global SIM, or you're just going to a lot of countries, or you just say, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have to mess with changing it. This one's good for 130 countries, and 3 gigabytes for 30 days is $24.
Which is really not bad when you think about the availability of so many countries. It's what we started with when we first got to Asia. We flew from the US to Japan, and that's where we started our Asia journey. But right before that, we were on a cruise, a transatlantic cruise from Europe over. So we stopped in several countries in Europe. We stopped in the US for a day and then flew right to Japan. So we started out with the global one knowing that we had a set amount of days. So we thought, okay, if we do the global one, then we don't have to keep switching the card every time that we move continents. And so once we got to Asia and we knew we would be here, then we switched and bought the eSIM with the, with the regional, which was the AsiaLink one.
Yeah, that's the great deal about it, is you can mix and match SIMs. You're not stuck with one. I've had like 5 different eSIMs, and as soon as it runs out, it just is invalidated. And if you don't top it up, it's just going to run out. So then you just pick a new one, and there's no problem just to picking a different eSIM every month or every couple months, and get the one that works best for you. You can get a local one if you're going to be somewhere, get a regional one, get a global one. This is by far the best system to using your phone. And people do want to ask too, though, if we keep our US SIM. We do keep a US SIM in our phone. And for that reason that I mentioned, is that banking and purchasing things and credit cards, fraud alerts, it's very difficult to do any of that stuff without a SIM from your home country in your phone. So you will probably find that you need to have a SIM from your home country and a local eSIM in your phone, and that's going to be the best way to go. And then if we need to make calls, like we were in Thailand and we were calling Malaysia for her doctor appointment, and you can't really call other countries on these, so for that we just use like Skype, and we do it over Wi-Fi, and calling other countries is really easy and painless with
Pretty easy that way, yeah. Some of these SIMs you can get where you get calls, but we 99.999% of the time don't have to make any phone calls in the country, because the thing is, you can actually do phone calls through WhatsApp, which is what we use for texting and calling and video calling with family. So we don't need the calls because we just use WhatsApp, and you can do phone calls that way. You can also do phone calls through Instagram, through Facebook Messenger. I mean, there's lots of different options and several different apps. WhatsApp obviously being the most popular for that. So we actually don't ever feel the need to have to get that. And if we are in a pinch and we have to call like a US company or something, or a banking or whatever, then we get the Skype, and that's how we usually call back then.
Yeah, because the other thing is a lot of the apps, like the delivery apps, have calling built in. So if your driver is delivering food to you and he can't find you, he'll call you through the app, and you don't have to have calling, because it'll just come through to your phone without having a voice calling on your phone. So pretty neat and pretty great time to be doing this, because they've made it so simple.
Yeah, and not just that, AirAllo also walks you through installing the eSIM into your phone as well. They give you a step-by-step process, what to do, and how to get it all set into your phone. So that's the other great thing too, is that you don't have to be like, technologically advanced. You can do this, anybody can do this, and it's not a problem at all to get it into your phone.
Yeah, we'll have a link in the description to get the app and sign up for that if you want. If you can't find it, just click the link, it'll take you right to it, and you'll be good to go.
Hopefully this was helpful to you, whether you're going to be traveling long-term or for vacation. eSIMs are definitely the way to go. If you have any questions for us, leave those down below, and we'll see you guys next time.